Hi guys, so I feel like one runaway person that has commitment issues. Why am I wearing a face cap, you might ask? Well, I'm on my way out. This is a day before I'm supposed to go home. Today is, what's today? Today is February 20th, I'll be 21st. But we're supposed to be writing exam this period, but because of this whole election, because this week is Nigerian presidential election, and they ordered that all schools should close. So my school had to comply, so they shifted our exam forward. So I'm supposed to be going home tomorrow, but I just decided to go and get something to eat this evening, and I chose to get something to eat in a place that is far from my room. So I'm like, let me just start this vlog here, take you guys along with me, take you guys on the journey home and stuff. I did a hair install earlier and I'm going to insert the clip there, but I love, but I'll take you guys along with me. I feel like I have commitment issues. And it's been a while I did a vlog. But if not, it's something you're going to be interested in watching, then let's get into the video. Hi, I'm Bawo. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'm wearing like this face cap, this t-shirt, a sweatpants kind of short, and my slides. I know this is a wrong angle, but I'm rushing, so let's go, shall we?
If there's one thing I like about my school, it definitely has to be the freedom. I wanted to eat this by 11, almost to 12, and then I stepped out and I went to go and get what I had to eat. And it was a little bit far from my hostel, so I had to do quite a trek. But then I finally got what I wanted to eat, and I was so happy because I was craving that for the longest time.
This is like fries. That's plantain and potato. Then there's meat there. Then there's egg there. Then there's indomie. I got it from Mo, and that's quite far from my hostel. And I'm sorry I didn't vlog. And I got a drink. So shall we eat? This is literally 1:48. I'm done with everything I have to do. It's just to pack. But I honestly don't even know what to do about my packing because I have to take a lot of things home with so limited space because I do not want to carry more than my small box home. So let's see how well I do with that.
The next day.
There's always a story behind every journey, and this journey was so not an exception. This particular journey, we're supposed to write in the exams 2 days prior to this, and then on this morning we just woke up and our school just said we should go home because of the presidential election. So having in mind that this journey was a very sudden journey, and that thing to note is that there was no cash in circulation. I tried withdrawing a few times and I was hearing to withdraw 1,000 naira, I needed to pay 600 naira, and I was not about spending that money, so I was literally traveling with 0 naira on me. I didn't even have 50 naira, and that's a very risky move if you know how Nigerian banks are. Another fun fact about this journey is all schools in Nigeria close at the exact same time. And if you're traveling by road, you will know vividly well that on days where everybody travels at once, the roads becomes very congested, you're accident prone, and you're definitely not going to get to your destination safe and sound. So we literally had to leave school as early as possible just so I could get to Port Harcourt without stories that touch. And 2 days prior to this, we heard a story of a bus of Madonna students that were going back home due to this same election break, and then they had an accident. So I was honestly very scared. I was very skeptical, and I just basically committed this journey into God's hands. This was indeed a chaotic journey, a very chaotic journey, might I say, because by this time the prices of fuel had tripled per litre, and we're paying times 3 the transport fare in which we usually pay. And bearing in mind how skeptical I was about this journey, my possessed cab driver decided that he wanted to use my life to play a joke by pressing his phone while driving, and then a serious quarrel ensued between both of us where he threatened to drop me on the road. At that point, it was seeming like I was being very dramatic, but having in mind the story I told earlier, you guys can tell that my fear was valid. And finally, I was able to get to my destination safely without this man killing me before my time. Hearing something on social media and actually seeing it in real life hits differently. Prior to this, a serious chaos had ensued between the cities of Nigeria. Amongst the cities is Benin, and people went around going from banks to bank, destroying properties, destroying their buildings, their ATMs. It was so bad that they had to deploy military men to Benin City, and then seeing them on the road and seeing what had happened actually heightened my fear. Despite the negative impacts and the hardship that was imposed as a result of the scarcity of cash, it had a very few positive impacts. One of such had to be that a lot of organizations today are accepting POS and transfer payments. I have been using Amiosa since my 100 level, and never for one day have they agreed to accept transfer payment or even had a POS machine. But when I got here, I was even surprised to see that they now had a POS machine. Though you're paying a 500 Naira extra from what you're supposed to pay, but that's honestly fair compared to the stress it would take you to go and look for the cash equivalent. After making payments and choosing my preferred seat, because as a tall girl I like to sit in the front, I decided to make one last attempt to actually go and hunt for cash. And boy oh boy, I would have just sat down where I was. When I went to hunt for cash, if you see the line, there's a bank beside the Amiosa Park. So I think it was a UBA bank also. But basically I just strolled down to the bank just so I could see if I could get just a little bit of cash, just so I could buy things on the road and I won't be stranded when I get to my destination. Once I saw the crowd of people that were actually waiting to withdraw, I just told myself that, this is a line of people all waiting to get cash. And there was a minimum of, was it 2,000 Naira or 3,000 Naira people were withdrawing. I'm like, nah, I'm not about that life. So I just gingerly walked back to my destination. Another pro of operating a cashless society is you do not have to tip people. Normally, if you have above a certain amount of luggages in this Amiosa Park, you have to tip them to load your luggage, or sometimes you have to buy an extra seat. But they could not ask you for money because you're like, I don't have cash, I do only transfer, and they do not want to accept transfer. So that's a pro. Looking back now and narrating this story, it seems funny, but then it was not funny. Due to the crowd of people in banks, due to the banks that had been shut down, due to the protest, there was a long line of army people waiting in Benin because of the presidential election. They had closed up some roads, like they closed up this road. It was only a one-way road for a lot of cars to pass. It was honestly very chaotic, and we spent an average of, I think, an hour 30 minutes or even 2 hours just trying to get out of Benin. A journey that is supposed to take you the least 15-20 minutes to be out of Benin took us over 2 hours. But finally, we were able to get out of Benin and start our journey officially. Each time I hear people say, oh, when I'm traveling, I don't eat, I'm like, wow. Me, I must eat. I literally eat 3 square meals while on the road. Every stopover I get, I must buy something to eat. I must buy a drink, I must buy a snack, and I must buy full-blown food. We stopped at Ugeli, the usual stopover when traveling from Okada to Port Harcourt, and then I bought this, and the rice actually hits. When it comes to this journey from Okada to Port Harcourt, I am bored of this journey. I've embarked on this journey several times, and God has always granted me journey mercies. Point of this is that I am bored of filming this journey, and I've filmed it for you guys before, and I know you guys are bored of it too. But finally, I got to my destination safe and sound, and I was honestly very grateful to God because it could have gone sideways, but He stood by me, and I am very thankful about that.
So I'm home now. I'm back to my father's house, and despite the fact that this break was God's way of saying, my daughter, I know you're not prepared enough for this exam. Take an extra 3 weeks, go back and read.
This is literally a month and 3 weeks, almost 2 months after of me editing this vlog, and I realized that I didn't do a proper outro, just me ranting about my unseriousness in my academics. But finally, I was able to get to my destination safely, and then they extended the holiday by 1 week to make it 4 weeks. And then I had to go back to school to write my exams, and I didn't film all that. But then I filmed my exam process, and that vlog is the one that should be coming up next, so do watch out for that. Thanks a lot for watching this, and I'll see you in another one. Bye bye.